This story is called Special Occasions. It's by Faith Andrews Bedford. Our friend Steve dropped by to borrow the truck last night, just as we were finishing dinner. My husband poured a cup of coffee and he joined us at the table. Steve looked surprised as he sat down. "Do you light candles every night?" he asked. I nodded and smiled. I remembered that evening so long ago when I called the family to dinner, only to have them all stop in astonishment at the dining room door. "Did I forget an important date?" my husband Bob asked, warily eyeing the flowers and candles on the table. "Is it somebody's birthday?" queried our son Drew as he sat down. "Mommy, you look so pretty," Sarah said, noticing I had exchanged my usual jeans for a dress. "Is somebody coming for dinner?" "Well," I began, trying to voice my feelings, "it's autumn. The air is crisp, the asters are coating the meadow with purple, we're all healthy, and life is good." The children gave one another their "mom's gone around the bend again" look and promptly dug into their meatloaf. How could I explain to them the way I felt after having spent a day helping my friend Linda, whose mother had died 3 weeks earlier? After the funeral, I had offered to help her box up everything in her mother's house. I had done the same sad work myself a few years back and knew how comforting it could be to have some company. We started in the dining room. Linda sighed as she opened a drawer in the sideboard and pulled out a set of linen placemats and matching napkins still in their original box. "Mother bought these when she and Dad went to Ireland 15 years ago," she said, running her fingers over the embroidery. "She never used them, said they were for a special occasion." When we opened the corner cupboard, Linda took down a set of crystal champagne flutes. "She never used these either," she said. "She bought them in Chicago and declared that we'd all get to toast Dad and her on their 50th wedding anniversary. But then Dad died shortly after their 48th. With her finger, she pinched the rim of one of the flutes, and we both listened to the clear tone. They could have spent all those years drinking champagne together out of these lovely glasses, instead of waiting for a day that would never be shared. From her mother's closet upstairs, Linda pulled out a blue silk dress with rhinestone buttons. The price tag was still attached. "Let me guess," I said, "for another special occasion." Linda nodded sadly. When I returned home that day, I caught up on some paperwork. My sister's birthday was in a few days, so I reached into the desk drawer where I keep greeting cards that I buy whenever I see a particularly appropriate one. As I leafed through them, I came across one that said, "For the world's most wonderful mother." I never had a chance to send it, but I still can't bring myself to throw it away. That night, as I looked at my family around the table, I realized how much I had been taking the future for granted. "Someday we'll... is often heard at our house. But what if I knew just how many somedays were left for me? How would I live my life? Well, for starters, I decided I would clean house less and play with the children more. I'd read a book rather than finish some project that I thought was so important. I'd take more walks and more vacations, ride my bike and play the recorder. I'd polish my French instead of the silver. I'd bear in mind that perfect is the enemy of good enough. I'd watch more sunrises. I'd call old friends I had not spoken to in months and write to my sisters more often. I'd use perfume every day, and I'd always light candles at the dinner table. My thoughts were interrupted by Eleanor's asking, "Are you going to get dressed up every night now?" "I just might," I replied. "So can I wear my pink dress tomorrow night?" she asked, eyes wide with excitement. I started to say that her pink dress was just for parties in church. I thought of all that extra ironing. Then I caught myself and answered, "Of course you can." "I think we should make a toast," my husband declared, raising his water goblet. The children giggled and lifted their glasses of milk high. "To life, to being together, to special occasions," Bob said, meeting my eyes knowingly. "I'll drink to that," I said, clinking my glass with everyone's in turn. May they happen often, and they have.